Hey guys, this is Dartimos with Dartimos Dominion. We're getting back into FeatherFall. If you're catching a change in my volume and voice, this is because a little bit further into the future, we ended up, you can see I'm still messing with the volume settings here. And what we ended up doing is I had to redo my Windows, something with the activation and stuff like that. So I ended up I have a valid key. It just we had some interesting things happen to me computer wise, and I think the computer repair technician messed with my computer in a very bad way, and so I had to fix that. That's why you guys didn't get 1080 for a while. If you're watching my Battle Brothers, like this is 2 weeks. This video will come up in 2 weeks, so you guys are probably used to the sound and the quality and everything being a little bit back to normal now. So I guess we're gonna go into the turn. A real shout out to the Hinon player here. I got a hold of him and I explained to him what happened because when I reinstalled Windows, we kind of lost the map and the mods and everything. And the mods I was able to get back, but the map I wouldn't have been able to get back. So this is gonna be kind of a boring start of a couple turns. We did talk to we talked to all our neighbors. We got kind of solid borders, and at this point we shouldn't have any more bumps just because we know where everybody is, and we can talk to everybody. Say like, this is ours, this is ours. I went through. I found a couple of magic sites, which is really cool. We had a crappy battle against a bunch of bear tribe, which is not going to do anything against Neefle giants. If you look at the Neefle Giants, they've got 20 protection. If you look at these guys have got 16 damage. They need to roll 4 better, and that's just to deal damage. And these Neefle Giants have got regeneration. So it's not going to be a battle, a big problem. The problem's going to come when we run into something bigger like these barbarians, which do 24 damage, and our little long dead giants, not our big Neefle giants, but the long dead giants, which can take. I mean, this guy can only take 15, but he's got a bunch of wounds. This guy can take 21 damage. So on average, one of these guys should die to a barbarian every single turn. Now they'll deal 23 damage back and probably kill a couple of these guys, but it's not gonna it's not gonna be a good trade. Now that being said, it's not a good trade in the way 1-to-1. These guys are very cheap for us. They're kind of useless at this point because we just use them to knock down forts, and they're there to make sure that we don't get afflictions on these Neefle Giants, because these Neefle Giants will take about 3 to 4 damage per hit, and if we get exploding dice, it might cause an affliction. Now it's not likely, and we should be just about fine with this, but however, we do need to watch out because I mean it's like skeletons. Who cares? Versus Neefle Giants. We care. We've also got our pretender around with us, which also may cause problems because he might get afflictions. As you can see, he finally did get one. I must have missed the battle that he got it in. My guess is the battle against the thrice horned boar that he got this in. But he's hurting a little bit at this point, but not nothing too bad. And let's see what happens here. So right out the gate, we have a problem because our pretender here is getting stuck behind the skeletons, and these 3 guys are kind of going ahead of those 2 guys. So let's see if it ends up being a problem. Okay, so we hit the line, and our disciple hits a huge group of these guys that are not hitting our front line with a bunch of poison. And that poison is probably just going to straight up kill them, which maybe I could be, totally wrong here. Oh, no. And if you see this bar is almost filled up, he's almost killed these guys just through one breath attack, which is why this Lemore is actually pretty strong and why he's a good expander. Now, over here, we have not been flanked. Now, what we want to look for is, oh, that's kind of cool. I just updated my little, I think I can use H to, oops, sorry guys, H, oh, okay, how do I get, show grid, okay, hold on guys, sorry, I want to show the grid right here so I can actually, mark these hexes, uh, this one and this one, go figure, these ones right here are going to be, since these ones are empty, these ones have the ability to hit this guy. And if he was surrounded in this way, I would be worried. But just 3 of these guys, it's not going to do a whole lot of damage. Now, if these guys had somehow wrapped around, that would have been problematic. But that's kind of the nice thing about Dominions is that these guys kind of act like idiots once they're in the midst of battle, which kind of gives you in a non-perfect fight. You don't always get the fight that you want because your guys kind of just act as they so wish. But this was a good job by my partner because he ended up with his skeletons taking the main brunt, where his Nephil giants were able to still help but not get surrounded. So if you see, our skeletons are just getting walloped, and then ready, wait for it, and poof. Okay. And if you see, that's what happens with the poison. They all die immediately, and yeah, it's all good. So all in all, not a bad battle. We lost no Nephil Giants. The Nephil Giants still were able to kill 9 of the guys. I don't know why the Linamore doesn't have more kills. I guess it doesn't count the breath weapon, or maybe it doesn't count poison, or I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, the Linamore was the real winner of that battle. But the Long Dead Giants taking the hit also was very nice. Okay, unexpected event, Dominion -2, bad event. Way to go, luck. Plus 31 unrest. Yay, I love. Wait, hold on. Brigands have taken up residence in a ruin in the middle of water. Well, I hope that they can hold their breath for a long time. That'd be awesome. Yeah, I'm embarrassed. This is what happens when you don't put PD in. Uh, just remember to put your PD in. Come in here, just push F1, push tab or D if your D is open. And just double check. And if you see, like, I have 6 and everything, it just one turn I forgot one province with no PD, and as a result, I'm out 45 gold. And I've also got Femoria sitting here looking outside of my gate saying, "Oh, that looks scrumptious." And I'm having to probably pull a little bit of diplomacy to try to pull them back and say, "Hey, dude, don't take this. It'll this is my territory." And so we do have borders with Fomori at this point, and I think that's not going to be a problem. But I mean, theoretically, in an imperfect world, we could be in trouble. Now it looks like he's going to be, yeah, fortification is under construction in this province. Luckily, my partner has a scout in this territory, so we can see we do have a nap 3, so he's gonna fort up these 2 provinces, which puts me at a disadvantage if we ever go to war. So let me show you why real quick. Those are the provinces that I can attack. These are the provinces that I need to defend. So if you look, I've got 4 provinces I need to defend with forts or with an army or something like that. Whereas he's only got 2, and he can kind of congregate his forces, and not only that, but I have a hard time rating. Now this isn't going to be the case, and we do go to war. A little bit of a spoiler. We will go to war. However, this won't stop me, I'm kind of curious if you can figure out why. In fact, there are 2 reasons why he having these 2 spots right here will not stop me from attacking him, and why it won't stop the raids. Now, on another diplomatic front, let me look into it. Okay, we did battles. Okay, so we're on Diplo. We do find out that Hinnom has a Moloch, and he looks scary. He's gonna probably claim Perenna, which will let us see which. In fact, did he do that? No, he did. Oh no, he did. Okay, so we now can go into statistics, look at the thrones, and see that I want to say that it was, yeah, it's a crystal throne, because I think they said it wasn't a crystal throne. Yeah. So the crystal throne ends up giving them crystal mages, which are just amazing mages in so many ways. If you get the crystal mages, just realize that your game has changed, and at that point you've got the ability to make all sorts of different things that are just amazing. So this is a throne that we want, but it's right next to it's kind of in here a ways. Uh, so I mean, like, I don't know. Yeah. So this is probably not something that, I mean, we could go for a war goal if we want to go to war with Femoria, but I mean, I've seen this Femoria player. He's scary. In the Hinnom player, I played against him or played with him in a couple of games where we are working together, and he also is a very skilled player. So I don't want anything to do with these guys right now. And not only that, but they're humongous. And you're not looking at, like, your beginning wars are not trying to take down some monstrous guy. unless he's that far in the lead. So we're looking at right now, looking for another goal for somebody else to attack, but we're kind of worried that we're going to get attacked if we go to war with anybody. So we have a couple places that we're looking at. We're looking at these two thrones, which are definitely possibilities. But I kind of think that that's going to be Mictlan's throne, so I'm staying away from it. This throne's thoroughly ours. But interestingly enough, there's a throne right here that hasn't been claimed, but it's got pandas surrounding it. I believe that it's at this point that we start realizing that Pan and Vanheim I mean, we've already realized that Pan and Vanheim are attacking Abyssia. We don't know how the war's going. We don't know if they're doing well or not. Supposedly, Sarmatia is actually holding out and doing a good job. I think that there's been a little bit of collaboration between Sarmatia and some other nations, though, to try to keep them alive and keep them as a thorn in Pangea's foot, and especially Vanheim as well, because both of these nations are very strong, and this is without a doubt they're already making it to late game. There's no way that you can have provinces here and here. I mean, again, wait, no, I'm sorry, those are the same province. Like you can see that they're here and here, in like they probably own everything in between. So they control a large portion of the map at this point. At this point, I'm going to the other nations, kind of saying, hey, we can see that Vanheim is taking over Abyssia's capital. Why don't you look in that direction? I know that Hinnom and Femoria are sitting right next to him, and that wouldn't be a bad matchup because Pan really relies on their sacreds, which Femoria should be able to just straight out slaughter. Hinnom should be able to as well. Vanheim requires to be sneaky, and you can kind of just go around with a thug and just take back some of the stuff that was raided. So I feel like the matchup is actually a decent one. It was same with us. Like I think it would have been more annoying, and it wasn't worth going after Pan. We kept an eye on him. If there would have been a nice coalition against him, and we would have seen something coming up, we were thinking about possibly going. But they were good allies. They were good neighbors. And at the end of the day, we still haven't finished off taking Arco. And if they attack, we're gonna have to go. Where's Pan's capital? So like, if you see Pan's capitals right here, they're gonna go 1, 2, 3 hit. Where we have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. So like the fighting's gonna be in this area, and it's not gonna be. It's gonna be shorter supply lines for Pan than it is gonna be for us, and we're gonna lose a bunch of stuff that we got for free. So why not aim for like this is crappy territory up here. A war in this area would be very very good. You've got like highlands and like or not deserts waste. I'm sorry, deserted wastes, I guess. Stuff like that. So ultimately it's looking like Mictlan's going to be our next target. But right now we've got site searching to do. So one of the things I want to show you real quick is if you push F1, you can see what you've site searched, and if you can see, I've got like 4, 5, 6, 7, 10, 12, 14, 16 provinces that I have not site searched yet. And that's not counting like my air random as well, which would be nice to start site searching those guys as well. So I've got things to do other than take people over right now, and gem income I believe is going to be what wins it late. If we end up going late, gem income is going to win it always, but more so for Yomi, I think, because they've got so many great summons, and they've also got a great super combatant chassis. So you're going to be making items and summoning guys. So we're looking for gems rather than more land, because who cares if we get more money? It's don't get me wrong. I mean, money's nice, but gems are better. So that's pushing in. That's turn 22. Let's am I missing anything else? Mercenaries. We are not bidding on any mercenaries. We got the shipwreckers again. So they're gonna go. I'm planning actually going 1, 2, 3, and then suiciding here and actually getting an idea of what's in the Sea of Karakos. We've also got our main man Dagon, which is he's awesome, giving me 15 research. What else do I got to do? Research or recruitment on Yomi. I have a problem because I am really low on cash right now. And let me think. 22. I can't remember. I thought I missed a turn where I actually missed a turn on one of these on a Dione, and I forgot to make one. Or I did. I sent too much money to Niflheim. But we're not sending anything. So we're looking good. Still building research, and I'm actually starting to build some serious uh crafting. I'm making imp familiars for research. I'm making bracers of protection. I'm making a copper plate. Now the copper plate, I'm not sure if it's the best idea. I do believe that the black steel plate would be vastly superior. But right now, if you see like the black steel plate has 17, well this only has 13. However, this gives me charged body, which is really nice. And it also gives me shock resistance, so you can deal that shock damage to somebody, and you can kind of live through it. The protection kind of sucks, but I mean I'm going to be casting spells to boost my protection, so 13 isn't terrible as long as I'm not coming against like an anti super combatant. Okay, and but the big thing is I really want to be making more dwarven hammers. I think in the long run I'm gonna be definitely the dwarven hammers are gonna be way more important. So let's move on to. Oh, can we look at our gem income real quick? Score graphs, gem income. We are flying. So if you see, like I'm helping out Niflheim find their gems a lot, like just as much as I'm as much as I'm looking out for myself. Like I searched this area out this turn. I think I told him at this point like I don't want any more of this land, and I'd rather him take it. I thought I had another. Okay, there they are. So both of these guys are out here searching all of this territory right here. And if you see, like I came through and I did pick up. I thought I picked up a couple of provinces. But yeah, I picked up these three. I'm gonna pick up this one and that one, and pretty soon I'll have all of his provinces site searched in fire, earth, and death, and a little bit in holy. So save and quit. I'm really trying hard not to get to a second turn. I really am. I just have no excuse at this point. So once again, I'll go. What, I had movement to kill things. Okay, so we moved into Umbro. We looked. Oh, we found two sites. Two death sites, which is amazing. It's awesome. And not only that, but it's a pretty safe province. Because the movement over the mountains is limited. So we have attacked Umbro, which is yeah, that's right. So these are our mercenaries that are just amazingly disgusting. They don't have anything of worth other than this priest here, I guess. We have shields. Yeah, we have shields. So we have shields, so I'm not too worried. Now, one interesting thing is where was that guy? This damaged shield, a non-magical shield can get damaged, and I think that if you go back to a province, it will automatically repair it if it has a lab in it. So just know you can repair your shields if they get broken. They get broken if they get hit by a hard enough blow. But normally a hard enough blow will kill something. But with these guys, I guess now they don't have a lot of hit. Oh yeah, they do have a lot of hit points. They like basic hit points is 23, so they can kind of take a blow that might otherwise kill a human. So their shields may actually break. And just know if your troops are big enough and their shields can break, where they're tiny enough, normally they once their shield goes, they kind of go with them. Um, we also did. Oh wait, hold on. That's not us. Summeridge. Am I pinging a site? Oh yeah. Okay. I was just pinging. I wanted to know what was. What the heck is this? Where is this? Oh, I know which one this is. This is the one next to Niflheim. Now, if you wondered why, wait, what, where? Okay, hold on, guys. I'm really sorry. I don't know where this is. Yeah, this is okay. So if you ever wondered why we didn't go into this province where like next to Niflheim, that looks really, really nice. This is why the stuff that's here is just disgustingly powerful. Uh so like spiders and like blood mages with enough blood slaves that you're never gonna get rid of this many blood slaves. Something that looks scary. I'm not sure if it really is. I mean, I guess fire breath is probably not something you want to deal with. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, fire breath is really awesome. Maybe, his Tinder profile is really strong because of his, fire breath or something like that. I don't know. But he just uh this is amazing. This is disgusting. Like they've got I mean they're even freaking geared. You guys got black steel helmet. I don't have black steel helmet. That's amazing. Wait, what? Well, that was kind of a cool little bug, I guess. So yeah, these guys, something that we're gonna, if we're gonna go in here, we're gonna have to be pretty serious. But it is a mountainous site, and I'd really like it from my partner, just because it'd be really nice to be getting some good demon production going. And I feel like that's, if I was gonna play Yomi again, I don't know if I ever will, because I don't play a whole lot of games, and but if I did, and I like to try and branch out at this point, I'm trying to learn the game, and I'm hoping you're able to watch this and kind of get something out of it as well, rather than actually playing it. But at this point, I think I would totally, I would focus more on troop production. I don't think I did a very good job of it. And you can see that because I don't have any Onishugos sitting around. Like I'm making these, even here I'm making Naminari. But we're gonna, let's see. Oh, and then real quick, let me finish the rest of these battles. Sorry if I just spoiled that completely for you, but these barbarians don't last against this many lethal giants. It just doesn't happen. Unless they get around somehow and, like, eat this goat up, which would be a disaster and make me very sad. But if you see, like, my buddy, he kept a couple guys on guard just in case these guys were able to get around and hit the commander. That would be a disaster. We'd lose all of these Nephil giants possibly. Not only that, but it looks like he, oh no, that's a Nephil experiment. This is probably the last guy from his initial expansion party, by the way. They served well. Now, if you see, like, there's 6 guys hitting this guy, and he's still banking it up like a boss. And 66 hit points, 0 affliction. He does have a damage shield though, and like I was saying, like, these guys will lose their shields from damage, and all they gotta do is just make their way back to either a lab or a fort. I'm pretty sure it's a lab. But yeah, they don't lose anybody as expected. We got another event, more loss of dominion, but we got 466 gold, and we got more unrest. So I'll take it. Unrest and dominion, I'll take it. We're still pillaging our own lands, and we're gonna find out why pillaging your own lands can be kind of disastrous. Now, if you see, this is grayed out up here. That's because my unrest is over 100. And let me just tell you, I've never gotten unrest over 100 before, and I'm rather proud of myself and ashamed of myself all at the same time. Because at this point, I can't recruit anybody. This is like temple, fort, lab, just the whole deal, and I'm not going to be able to utilize this. So what I've decided to do, not yet, I guess, is I'm going to start patrolling this down. I guess I really did want to start, like, I'm getting like 3 of these guys. That's in one turn, guys, and like 3 of these really good troops just because the unrest is that high. And I think if I were to do this again, because it's a waste and low income, I would probably just have not forwarded this at all. I'd have done recruitment here and here. Well, maybe not. I guess because that hits Yomi's cap. The cap circle. Like maybe here, I guess, or so. Oh, there you go. Income 115. There we go. Because of the gem deposits. Like fort here, and then just pillage the bejesus out of these things. Because, like, I don't need 26 income more than I need 3 of these guys a turn. I don't need this 13 income, and I don't even think I get that 13 income. I think I get less than that because of my, I don't know if this takes into effect my, my debuff from Yomi. So, I think the pillaging was a good idea. However, I think that the doing it on my fort, definitely have had better ideas. And my partner, like true to form, was like, "Hey, I see you pillaging your own territory. Hint, hint." And I didn't take the hint. And I came to him. Did you know that that you can't build commanders if your unrest is over 100? And he's like, "Yep." So we definitely made mistakes were made. Mistakes were made. Okay, and so I've decided not to pillage anymore because pillaging is a bad idea. Our income here is now at 2, and I'm sure that we're going to be able to recruit troops here, which I don't. I don't recruit troops anyway, so I don't care. These guys are not the guys I'm interested in. I don't care what my recruitment points or my resources are at. Now, if you see in this little text right here, it kind of gives you a hint of what's going to be happening now. Remember how I said that this was Mictlan's? Well, my partner went up to Mictlan and said, "Mine." And so he's supposedly going to come over here, and I think he's also doing site searching as well. But he's gonna move up and try to take Thorn Woods. I looked at it and said that I probably could take it, but it'd be a couple turns, and I need to gear myself up first. So if you see, my guys are now they've kind of started to gear themselves out, and they're starting to move to different places, like here and here, to get a I don't know why he's moving there. I guess yeah, I don't know why exactly I'm moving. Oh, that's why. So what I'm going to be doing is I don't really have a lot of site searching to do, I guess. Or oh no, I'm going to go site search this area. So one reason I might want to move my Dione here is because it's when you have this high unrest and you have like I don't know if Wasteland matters, but like high unrest, and I know mountains do, you'll get a better kind of demon. So that's a better option to do. Is to send them to territories that have high unrest and have mountains. I'm also going to be continuing to site search here, site search here. My guess is this guy will. Oh, who's moving down here? I think. Oh, I'm moving her down so that I can start to make a lab here and make more Nominari. I've made a lab here, which has ended up being bringing me a Nominari every single turn. Here's more. Here's another one where they get Nominari, and there's another one that has Nominari. So I'm making Nominari in like 4 or 5 different locations, and as a result, my research is actually not good, but it's doing better. And the big thing about this is if you see, I'm up to construction 4 right now, and I'm gonna hit construction 4 next turn. And once I get that, I'm gonna be getting life no, skull mentors. And skull mentors will allow me to take these crappy Nominari chassis, which are pretty efficient, 8 research for 9 hit points. But I can take this crappy research, like this really cheap research. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 65 gold for 9 research, which isn't bad. But then I get the drain as well. And I can put 20 research worth of items on these guys, and all of a sudden my research just skyrockets. And what you're gonna see is even though my research is kind of crap right now, because I'm hitting construction 4 and I have the pass necessary to utilize construction 4, I'm going to be able to catapult myself up. In addition, I can use construction 4 to start gearing myself out so I can go take this throne independently. And if we go to war, that I can go in here with like 5 different Dione and just take 5 provinces turn 1. And that's what we're going to be planning on doing. Poor Mictolin's going to get crushed. How the heck does he have militia everywhere? What happened? Okay. Oh well. Our gem income is absolutely amazing. We've got a good storage set up so that when we do get rolling on our on construction 4, we can utilize a lot of it. I do think that one of my mistakes is right here, moving this guy up. I think instead I should be utilizing or using a dwarven hammer and creating another dwarven hammer, because nothing's better than more dwarven hammers. Let's give an idea. Let's quick look and see if there's anything else that we've been doing this turn other than researching, moving, searching, which doesn't look like anything. We have started to put infamiliars. I mean, it's not a whole lot. It's 3 research, but I've got a guy that makes a blood slave a turn, so that's like 3 free research every 5 turns. Cool. And I think you can even yeah. Okay, let me double check this real quick because I am kind of curious about this. Uh, do I have it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Forge. Can I get a forge bonus on that? Okay, no. So it's still, even though he's got a dwarven hammer, it's still costs 5 blood slaves. And if I remember correct, there's actually a way that you can see. If you click on here and see, it says no forge bonus. Okay, so you don't get a forge bonus for using a dwarven hammer. Um, and so a couple of mistakes I think that I made in this. I'm also building another temple here, using a Dione. And while it wouldn't isn't the best use of a Dione turn, and I definitely did want to come here and kill this. I already had that under control technically from the other guy. He told me that this was mine from Femoria. So I'm okay to take a turn to build a temple, come over here. It's going to cost me a lot of money, but I need the temple here just so I can start making the demons at this location. Other than that, just a whole lot of site searching. And I'm sorry it's kind of been a boring episode, I'm going to probably be going. It's going to get a little bit more action packed here in the next couple of turns, especially as I start getting geared out. We can go over some of the gear that we're doing, or that we're using. One other thing that's happening this turn is that the bar or that Vanheim is looking like they're actually getting serious about it taking Abyssia finally, which is kind of sad news for us because if they got knocked off and I was moving up with these mercs, I might be able to snag it back. But oh well, what can you do? We're looking at this point. We're looking for Fomoria's capital, and we have no clue where it is. Like absolutely no clue where it is. Hinam's capital we think is like up in this area, and we don't even know where that is. Like as far as we know, it could be like up here, or like over here, or maybe they're just humongous. Maybe they did really good with diplomacy with us, and they actually got a lot more territory out of it, and like their caps over here or something like that. I don't know. Sarmatia is still over here as well, so I don't. We don't have a very good scouting network. We're working on it. My partner is doing a great job of kind of getting an idea of what's going on in the world, whereas I am doing terrible. I don't think if you push F1 and then push the D button, you can see like I don't have any scout provinces, and I'm too cheap to go and make these little Bakamono chiefs, even though like I probably could. They're 40 gold rather than 25, and I got better things to spend my money on. Am I sending anything? Nope. Okay. So I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I hope that the sound is sounding good. I hope that everything that worked out on the hardware side of things and the software side of things. I had to redo all my sound again, which was rather difficult. Oh, by the way, I did get somebody to come over and pick up all these guys. So we're gonna move over here. I think we're gonna come up here and like patrol this down now with all our guys. Now that we've rated it all to all ends. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Bye.